Hello folks, it's Gordon here, I hope all is well with you. Now this video is about cricket, tennis and a 50-year-old jam sandwich. Right, cricket, the Women's T20 World Cup has just finished. Won by New Zealand, and in the semi-final New Zealand beat the West Indies. And there was a West Indies player called Chanel Henry, and she was fielding, New Zealand were batting, the ball came her way, right high up in the air one, coming down. She went to catch it, and she let the she let the ball slip through her fingers, and it hit her right in the face. Literally bounced off her face. She went down like a sack of potatoes. And they showed the replay on the screen in the stadium and on the coverage, which is unusual because nowadays with sports injuries they say, oh, we're not going to show that again because you don't want to see it. Well, we do want to see it. That's one of the reasons we watch sport, isn't it? So they showed the replay in the stadium, and there was a bit of a ooh when the ball hit her in the face, but not a single cheer, which is a bit disappointing. So that's the cricket element out of the way. Someone getting hit in the face with a cricket ball, and it reminded me about a story from my past 50 years ago. I was at primary school. I'm not quite sure how old I was at the time, 8, 9 or 10, something like that. But if I go for 8, that makes it 50 years ago, which works better as a title, doesn't it, than 48 years ago. So anyway, it was summer's day, lunchtime, and we were with a bit of tennis going on. And one of my friends, called Anthony Gooding, and we were sitting around in a group, having our lunch, and there's some tennis going on, and someone decided they were going to hit the tennis ball really hard. And unfortunately, they didn't win the point. In fact, the ball didn't even land within the court at all. Although land is probably not the right word. Anthony Gooding was watching the tennis, and the tennis ball rocketed towards him and smashed him right in the eye. And I burst out laughing immediately, of course. But we soon realised that he was actually in a bit of difficulty. There was some blood going on. And people were trying to help him. I couldn't stop laughing. I was too busy trying to control my laughing. He ended up in hospital. Fine afterwards, as far as I remember. I just couldn't stop laughing. And I couldn't understand why everyone else had managed to stop laughing. I mean, come on. There he was 1 minute, sitting there, lovely summer's day, lunchtime, watching some tennis, enjoying a jam sandwich. The next thing he knows, he's taking a tennis ball to the eye. And when they'd carted him away, on the grass, his jam sandwich was lying there with a comedy bite mark out of it. He'd been in the middle of a bite as the tennis ball smashed him in the eye. And it was one of those jam sandwiches. It was a slice cut into 4 squares and the comedy bite mark out of the corner. That story is still making me laugh 50 years later, half a century of giggles from that story. So there's a few models in this story, a few lessons. First lesson is, if you find yourself watching cricket or tennis at the same time as eating a jam sandwich, you are putting yourself on thin ice, and I'm warning you, keep your wits about you. And the second lesson is, if you're having a downtime and you could do with a boost, a bit of a perk me up, a bit of a giggle, think about my poor friend Anthony Gooding, who got smashed in the eye with a tennis ball while trying to enjoy a jam sandwich. Okay, let me know your favourite sports injury, ball smashing someone in the face story. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Signing off for now, wishing you as ever health and happiness, and I'll speak to you again soon.